right? So I've extracted one of the questions which is coming from this beautiful topic, as you can see: set, intersection, union, and complement of sets. All right, so I want you to get ready to get your pen, to get your paper, all right, so that you can be writing down some exam tips that I'll be sharing with you as we'll be solving this question paper. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so the question is here, as you can see. Right, so I'll read the question quickly and then we'll begin to solve the question. Okay, so the question is here. B, by the way, it's coming from 2024 GCE question paper 2, right? Question paper in paper 2. All right, so the Venn diagram shows the number of elements of sets P, Q, and R. So this is the Venn diagram. Okay, so before you start solving this question, or before we start solving this question, I want you to understand the Venn diagram here. Okay, so the Venn diagram here, all right, the Venn diagram here, this Venn diagram here, this Venn diagram here, Q, P, and then universal. Okay, I want you to understand this first before we actually solve question Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, and Roman numeral 4. Okay, so I want you to understand everything here. So first thing is set Q. We have 12 elements only, as you can see here. And then set P, intersection Q, we have X. Okay, we don't have there, as you can see here on the middle. Okay, what about set inside P but outside R? Okay, inside P but outside R, what elements are there? Inside P but outside R, you can see what is inside P but it's outside R. What are those elements? We have 2x plus 1. Okay, what about inside R? What is inside R, or the subset of P? We have x plus 1. Okay, so I want you to understand the Venn diagram here. This is what the Venn diagram is actually showing. Okay, so now let's go to the first question. Okay, here I'll solve it from this part. Okay, so right here, solutions. Okay, so we'll be going both forth, up and down. Okay, so the question is, first question is saying find the value of x such that numbers of P, or numbers of elements in P, is equal to 18. Okay, so for you to find this, what are we going to do to find the value of x? Okay, so let me write here. Okay, so we are going to find the value of x by saying number of elements in P, close brackets, is equal to, we're going to add everything. Okay, we're going to add everything in here, mean in x, 2x, and this here. Okay, we're not adding 12, right, because we are actually focusing on the numbers, or the total number of elements in P. So we are adding only x, this, and that. Okay, so now we are saying is equal to, okay, let me just write here, x plus 2x plus 1. Okay, close here, plus x plus 1, close here. Okay, so you have seen what we have done. Okay, we have actually collected this x plus 1, 2x plus 1. All these are actually part of the elements in set P. Okay, don't forget this is equal to 18 we are given there. Okay, and we're told to find, if you want, okay, we can first find the values and then we're going to replace the NP with 18. Okay, so what do? We can group the like terms here, right? We can group the like terms. Then we're going to have x plus 2x, okay, plus another x there, right, plus 1 plus 1. Okay, we can write here 18. Okay, again 18 is equal to x plus 2x plus x. We have 4x, right? Plus here 1 plus 1, it is 2. Okay, what happens here? Group the like terms as well. Okay, right, let me do this. Cancel here, cancel here. We see that 18 can go or can cross the other side. We can just write 4x is equal to, when 18 crosses the equal sign, right, or rather let's just say 2 crosses the other sign, to be 18 minus 2. Okay, so what happens here? 4x is equal to 16. We divide both sides by 4. We divide both sides by 4. We cancel here. Right? What's our x? 4 into 16, it is 4. So our value of x here, x is equal to 4. So we know that here, at the middle here, wherever there's x, our value is what? Is equal to 4. So you have seen how we have actually found x. We have added the elements here and the elements there and the elements there, and then we have found the value of what? X, by forming an equation. Okay, you're going to realize that when we replace the x in this equation, it's going to balance. We're going to find 18. This is how you find the first part of the equation. Okay, let's go to the second part of the equation. Let me just write here Roman numeral 2. And what is the question? The question is saying find, okay, sorry about that. Find number of elements in our complement. Okay, so let me just write this so that I explain to you what the examiner is asking. Okay, so the question is find R, and then numbers of elements in R. And then there is this symbol. Okay, so this symbol here, in case you don't know, it means complement. And complement means don't include the elements that are in R. In other words, when you see this symbol or sign, this sign here in the question, as you can see there, here. Okay, maybe let me just zoom it so that you can see it properly. Let me look for my elements here. Let me get this magnifier so that you see it properly. I don't know if you're going to be allowed. Okay, let me just do this. You can see this, right? Can you see this element on top? This one here. This one here. That's complement. Okay, so it means you don't include elements in what? In R. Okay, so there are two ways to actually find this. What are the elements in R? The elements in R. Okay, remember we are not including, so we're just finding first the elements in R. What are the elements in R? This is R here, as you can see. This is R. You see R here. R as x plus 1. So that x is 4 already. So we can say x plus 1 is equal to 5. So we don't include this 5. We don't count these elements. This is what the question is asking. You just add other elements except R. So there are two ways to actually find this. We can add other elements, right? We can add other elements like 12, 4, 9 only. Or we can add everything. 12x, 2, this is 2x plus 1, which is 2 times x, which is 4, which is 8, plus 1, it's 9. Okay, we can add everything here, including the elements in R, then subtract. So let's do this so that you see the methods I'm talking about. Okay, so we are saying we find the total elements. We find the total elements here. Okay, which is, let me use my blue pen. Okay, the total elements, we know that it is 12 plus x plus 2x plus 1, okay, plus 1, close brackets there, plus open brackets, plus 1. Okay, so here we substitute 4. We know that x is equal to 4, all right? So we say 2, right, plus 4, plus 9, plus 5. Here we are adding everything. Then we are going to subtract 5 because this is what it means here. So there are two methods. This is the first method. So I'll say first method here. You add everything in the universal set, meaning just everything. So when we add everything, we're going to get 30. Okay, now we know that numbers of elements in R complement is equal to x plus 1. This one here, let me just rub here. Okay, so this one here, the R, okay, the R, we know that this, and our total here is 30. This is the first method. You add everything first, right? You add everything and then you subtract the R part only. So the R part gives us what? 5. So we can now say numbers of elements in R complement is equal to 30 minus 5, which is equal to 25. So this is the first method, okay, to find our solution for Roman numeral 2. What about the second method? The second method, we're going to write numbers of elements in set R complement. We are only adding, okay, we are only adding the elements which are 12, x, which is 4 here, then 2x plus 1 only. Okay, that's the second method. So we know that our x is 4, right? So we say 12 plus the x at the middle there, which is 4 here at the middle. Okay, the intersection set here. So it's 12 plus x plus 2x plus 1 only. We don't add this part. This is what it means here. Okay, so we continue. Right? Okay, so it is 12 plus 4. Okay, plus 9. Where did we get this 9? That 9 was found by 2x, 2 times x plus 1. This is how we got the 9 there. Okay? So what do we get when we add everything here? It is 12 plus 4, which is 16, plus 9, which is 25. You see the other method? Okay, so when we add here, it's 16 plus 9, we get 25. So this is how you maneuver. This is how you find solution for the second part. Okay, let's move to the third part, or the Roman numeral 3, which is this: the value of x, or beg your pardon, find the value of n, right? Numbers of elements in R union Q. In R union Q. So what do we do here? We just add the elements that are in both R and Q. Okay, so we know, let me just write the solution part here. Okay, number 3, 1, 2, 3. Number 3, we are told to find n, R, Q, close brackets. Okay, so the elements we know: in Q we have 12 plus x, right? So this x we know it's 4 plus 4, we have 16. Okay, what about our R? Our R, in our R we have 5. Remember, this 5 comes about by adding 1 plus, let me just wrap here, 1 plus x, and our x is what? Is 4. 1 plus x, which is 5. Okay, I'll just say 4 because we know our x is what? Is 4 plus 4. Okay, right, so we can write here, since we know the elements, union Q, close brackets, is equal to 12 plus 4 plus 5. What do we get? NUQ. Let me just rub here so that I write the sign properly. Union Q. Okay. What's our answer? It's 21. 12 plus 4, it is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21. So our answer here is what? Is 21. So this is how you get the solution for the third question, or Roman numeral 3. Okay, so this is how you find the answer. Okay, so now let's move to the last question. Okay, I hope you understand on this part. Okay, union, just add the elements that are both in R and Q. This is what it means, union. Okay, let's now move to the last question. The last question is saying, okay, let me just do this. We have calculated this, found this, and then now we're about to find this part. Okay, so I'll just find n, numbers of elements P intersection Q complement. Okay, so this is what the question is saying, which is, okay, let me just use my blue pen. IV, close, numbers of elements, open brackets, P intersection Q complement. You see this? All right, so I want you to pay attention here. I mentioned that when you see this symbol here, this symbol is called an apostrophe, and in mathematics it means once you see this outside these elements or outside this sign, it means the examiner doesn't want you to include this part. It means not part of this, not part of this set. And remember, this means the elements between P and Q. And what is that element? That element is what? That element is 4. P and Q. P and Q. The element between P and Q is what? Is 4. But the examiner doesn't want you to include it. This is what it means here. Okay? So now that you know, what do? You first add all the elements of the set. In other words, we say the formula is here, simple. Okay? We say universal set minus NP intersection Q close brackets complement. In other words, you're going to subtract the 4 which is at the middle, or which is intersecting P and Q. Alright? So here you add all the elements, and all the elements, when they are added together, they give us what we the total of 30. When we add everything, right, we get 30. Okay, so let's do this. So you're asking, sir, what are we adding here? Okay, what we are adding is this. Just a minute. What we are adding is 12. We are adding 12. We are adding X. We are adding this. We are adding that, and together we're going to get what we. The total will be 30. And then we subtract 4 from 30. Okay. So you add everything. You add everything. Okay. So once you add everything in the universal set, you minus n. The number of elements in P intersection Q complement, meaning this must not be part of the 30. So you subtract what number is in the middle between Q and P and Q? It is 4. So we minus, and what we get when we minus 30 from 4, it is what? We get 26. Okay. So this is how you calculate, or rather arrive at your answer. This is the first method. You can actually use 2 methods. You can say first method, okay, where you add everything in the universal set and then you subtract. Second method, you just count the elements excluding 4. Okay, so let's say we have 12, right? We have X at the middle, which is 4, and we're not supposed to include it. So we say we only include okay, all right, X plus 1. What else? Okay, what else are we adding? So it's 12. We don't add this at the middle. X plus 1, and then 2X plus 1. Okay, X plus 1, and then we say 2X plus 1. Okay, 12 plus, this is 4 plus 1, okay, plus again there. This is 2, open brackets, 4 plus 1, okay, 12 plus 4, that is 16, okay. We add here again 1 plus 2. Before that, we can multiply here. Okay, so we say plus 1 here. Okay, and then we say plus again here. 2 times 4, it is 8 plus 1. Yes. What we get here, we get 9. We have 9. What about here? 16 plus 1. We have 17. 17 plus 9. 17 plus 9, you get 26. 26. This is how you find, this is what we did for the second method. Okay, so this is how you answer questions with this exam type of equation. Okay, so So this is how you answer those questions. You understand first the Venn diagram, then you solve everything with ease. Okay, so we have come to the end of our lesson. Right, this has been Tutor Be Smart. Thank you so much for watching. I would say it is bye for now.